Welcome. Thank you very much for your time. We're grateful that you can join us wherever you are. Please be a part of the show. What you do is to text, send us your messages, your thoughts, your submissions, real time. I get to share with the world. Just head over to our socials. We're streaming live on Facebook and, of course, on YouTube. I will read the messages to the world, right? So drop it there, your thoughts, your questions. We'll get to share that with you. Of course, because we don't have so much time, we cannot open the phone lines, but we'll pray maybe someday we'll do that. My guests have joined us, and once you see their faces, it's time. You know, it's a Thursday. It's a good Thursday. Dr. Justice Apiakubi is a development expert.
Doctor.
Yeah,
Don't mind him.
Dr. Justice Apiakubi is a development expert, and of course with the Dominion Theological Seminary as their dean. And he joins us. Thank you.
Dominion power.
Yes, welcome. And of course, the man who uses science to solve crime as a forensic scientist with the Ghana Armed Forces, also with the Next Gen. Is the Institute?
Oh,
Is the Next Gen Church or?
yes. Both.
Both
actually,
of them,
yes.
right? So there's an institute and there's a church. Maybe one of these days you guys should come.
Oh, you have an institute?
Yes, I know there's an
The institute is for what?
Leadership.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Your lips says a lot of information. When you say leadership,
Leadership.
Yes. So we are.
yeah.
One of these days, please come by. Let's talk about it.
Next
Institute. Let's come.
Oh, let's
by,
talk
because
about Dominion Theological Seminary.
I have said that already.
Okay.
I have extended that invitation already.
Yeah, you are
I said let's do business.
I thought it's not you.
No, we talk about it first, then we
Then
do
you
business.
do business. Oh, okay.
We talk about the Next Gen. But you are not you.
Yeah, it's non-profit.
Absolutely. And
No, but we are also non-profit.
Yeah, but ours is
You are even more profitable than us.
Ampo.
No tithe and offering is serious.
Right.
No tithe and offering.
Right.
Why are you still reading the Constitution?
I was trying to get something, and I wanted to share something. I have some thoughts that I want us to share quickly. First off, I chanced on a video. Shared with production. I don't know. It has to do with the prom of these, call them the A-list schools and
Right.
human beings who are like real human beings. And this is what I saw. So prom night, I have never been to a prom.
Our day. I can't
Yeah, we have a prom
Our
night.
day.
Our prom night is called Our Day.
Our day. What let me know.
With proper jollof.
Yes. Flags.
Cook from Volta region.
I'm talking about one day. Okay.
So I want to issue a disclaimer that I don't know what goes into prom night. I've seen it on television in terms of movies, and so I do not know. All I see is that there must be a date. If you don't have a date for your prom, you are disappointed and all of that. But what I don't see in the movies is the show of affluence and you can tell they come with rides. I saw one in Takrady. The guy, I think it was one of these SUVs, opened the top and the young guy was holding the phone and they were cruising in town. And it's maybe, so two things occurred to me. Maybe it is a poverty mentality coming from me.
I don't think so.
Then the other side of my brain says,
Poverty, no.
at what point, how did we get here?
Right.
That if we do not stop this, other schools may want to copy, and other children and parents may get into trouble because they are not able to meet the standard.
Right.
We cannot tell the schools what to do, but we also have to control and manage it. I don't know if you have seen these videos.
Yes, I have.
Right.
Okay, but who actually, when they come to prom, even in the US, it shows opulence.
Oh, I see.
Did your children attend a prom school?
They all went to school here. Okay, I didn't.
But the schools he's
even
talking about are all
even
here.
though they were born, at least the last one was born here. We homeschooled them before we let them.
Oh, wow.
We didn't let them go to. My late wife was very straight about homeschool. For the child to have a certain family value, such as she was an educator herself. Yeah, so. Even in the US, even in the movies, when you watch, you see them. Yeah. Prom shows opulence. Prom show luxury cars, who got the best quote-unquote chick.
What's the point?
The point?
Yeah.
The point is hell. Nothing more, nothing else.
No.
It is vanity of
I wasn't
vanity.
expecting.
I wasn't expecting that. as well.
The prom is basically the
Oh,
after
no.
there's something in the Hollywood after their distance after party. That's what they
Yes,
call
after
it.
party, yes.
Yeah, it's just basically like that. That they show and rude people are around and it's just like that.
Yeah.
And you know, Ghana, we are actually bringing it here. And since we are what we call a suatra, we always want to do exceedingly
than-
abundantly far about what we can ascertain, according to the ignorance we have in here. And so that is actually, to me, the problem.
I see.
Right.
So that's it. And I mean, I know some schools, including where so this is one of them.
Hey.
This,
Is he here?
No, no, not.
I think this is the.
No, I mean
yes.
this probably is not even the issue. The one I saw is in Takrady. The one I saw is
Even this one. Okay, so that's what's for us.
yes. No, I mean let's not focus on the individual. I didn't want this one actually. It was Takrady one. There was this particular one in Takrady where the guy stood in the car actually. So they were moving in. I don't know whether it was in a convoy. And the guy stood out, and the whole thing. Young people are watching. As I wanted to start the issue about a school that my son goes to says that no, when you're celebrating birthdays, don't bring them, because children who probably might not have might feel bad. So celebrate it and all of that.
Right.
Walk me through. I mean, must there not be control?
You see, when we're kids, we attended private schools, all right.
Right.
But not this level of private school.
Absolutely.
And we had what we call our day. Our day is like the last day, like just like this one, graduation, whatever you want to call it. And we went to school with food in a flask, in a basket, covered with, your 1 or 2 minerals. We used to call soft drinks minerals.
Those days.
Even with that, there was a peg. You can't bring certain things.
Oh, I see.
Yes, you can't bring certain things. So everybody had their baskets, and they used to communicate this at PTAs.
Oh.
So even the parents knew not to allow their kids to come with certain things. And it helped. If you wanted to celebrate your birthday and you wanted to involve the entire class, you see the head teacher who will call the teacher, and then you agree on a gift to share. It was mostly chupa chops, that toffee, the lollipop.
Yes.
That was it. And then maybe you cut a cake, finish, and the cake we all eat. Even with that one, it was very controlled because, like you rightly said, there are some people who don't have.
Yes.
Their parents are breaking their backs to afford the fees. And believe you me, even with such schools, I don't want to mention names, these
No, you don't have to.
A-list
Yes.
schools, some parents are doing everything within their power the fees are not easy to come by for them.
The last I checked is 64,000 cities in cities.
Yes.
I mean, so you are
A year or a term.
Okay, I didn't check.
Because I know for a particular school in cantonments,
It will not be a year will be too cheap.
64,000 would be too cheap.
Of course, yes. But you almost let me
No, you
mention
don't
it.
have
Even
to.
just one across here, that is $3,800 a term.
Wow. So I was about to complain about the young guy in the cantonment school who was paying, I think, 9,000 or so a term. And he's in like lower primary. So that's like 27,000 a year. And I was like, so what do you teach there? What exactly do you teach? But anyway, these people, some of the parents are doing their best to afford, the fees and then the standard and some of them too, the kind of cars that they bring to drop their children off and other things. When you were a child and you attend such a school, and you see your friends, other parents who are easily affording it, coming to drop their kids off in such, and then it is time for prom. Now everybody's bringing the best of the best. Some are coming with limousines, some are coming with Range Rovers. You are forced to go and rent a car, at least go and rent a car. It adds more pressure.
How do you...
The way you are talking, it sounds pretty much like you don't know those schools. Every one of them has a kind of sizable and nice car.
True,
Yeah,
but my point also is not every one of them.
It's just like a church.
Are we missing the point? Forgive me. I just want us to get... Are we missing the point to say that... Or am I missing, because I brought it up, am I missing the point and say, look, I've I have lived my life and I've made money. Why don't you give me the space to enjoy it with my children? And you cannot
Restricts me.
you know, a
But
cap
because,
on
that's
how-
because you are not
This
an
is,
island.
this is the thing. In society, there are levels.
Yes.
You just have to know your level.
Yeah.
Those parents who are breaking their backs. For example, I was talking to a lady yesterday.
Right.
Then while we were talking, I was asking about his first and her first, and there are two. And he said, "Oh, she's gone to Harvard for vacation class."
Okay.
And that school, the school that
Oh,
took them,
vacation class to Harvard.
that school that took them, it's not just only him. They are Ghanaians. It's here in Tema.
Oh.
Okay, and I know that school is very expensive.
Yeah.
Okay, and so, and I was making a joke. He was saying that you are rich, and I said, Masa, madam, please don't go
Let's
there.
not even-
Because my children, they have their
Butray- they're
vacation.
going to
After this thing, they have their this thing.
At home.
No, action, the one that
Action Progressive
Yeah,
Institute.
that's what your children have vacation, what do you call
In Harvard.
vacation class at Harvard University. He said, "Oh, but dog, do you know I ransack everything from my, just like you were saying." I said, "Yeah. Somebody doesn't have even quarter of the one you ransacked."
Yes.
So there are levels. Everywhere there's always levels. This is the thing, though. When it comes to even our day, there will be some children that
Ooh,
you'll be
exactly.
better than. That's how life is.
Right.
Yeah.
So we should not. We should not.
That is
we,
them.
we shouldn't make a fuss.
Let them
out
go
of
with
it.
their vanity,
Okay.
because that's what they this thing.
Right.
And let me having born
I think what we should do rather is, if we have kids, we should not only, you see, poverty is a mindset. You can tell your child you are poor. Look at them, they are rich, you are poor, and that's not good. You are limiting a child in a lot of ways. But you can allow the child to appreciate what they have and celebrate what they have, while not coveting things that they
It's going to be very difficult though, because they spend a lot of time with them and come back home and whatever. But I just wanted us to share thoughts on that,
well,
because
well,
I mean, it was conflicting in my mind,
Right.
to say, no, maybe it's just your poverty mentality, or maybe it's just something
I
to
think-
look at.
I think they're
because
excesses. They're
also
excesses.
excesses.
Me, I
If
don't
we-
think it's an excess.
No,
Some are excesses. Yeah.
How in the world should I buy Gary, what do you call Soakings,
Yeah.
250 Ghana cedis? There's no way three of us will do that.
Right.
Yeah.
But that is not a big deal for a lot of people who go to King Pisky.
Yeah.
So there's a saying in Tree, Unisika, I will say a more man.
Yes, sir.
If you don't have money, you think that. And so that's what comfort us. Is that we make ourselves feel like, well,
I'm done, I'm going home.
you make ourselves feel like you are going to heaven. Okay? Like what Nehemiah spent. It's such a big deal to us. But for him, because what this guy does.
Would you be worried? Would you be worried? Finally, on this, just a minute. Would you be worried if these children are wards of public servants and civil servants?
This is the thing. Almost all kids in those schools, they are not in those schools even for academics. Oh.
Yeah, for what?
Association?
Networking.
Yes, that is why there are some schools. I know one in Switzerland. I know one in UK. I think there are about 3 or 4 of them. That maximum students are about 20 of them. They don't teach them math and English and things that we are studying here. Maybe later on, when you are free, just Google. I forgot the name that they call them. That is way more than even Ivy schools. No, those Ivy schools are schools that we think that there are schools behind the scene. People don't know them. That's where the really big gun. We think Otufo has brought his son, for example, to this school. This school is way too small. You see, but we ourselves, we comfort ourselves that, okay, we are going to heaven. Like, just a rare quick story. There was a time that at Osu, we have 200 cedis bill, 100 cedis bill, 50 cedis bill, and the rest. They were all walking. While they were walking, the 200 cedis bills told the 50 and the 100. Say, hey, why are you coming with us? We are the big guns. He said, oh, so what? He said, do you know where you can find us? You can find us as Kempinski. You can find us as Lancaster. Man, then the 100 said, of course, me also, you can find me there. Then he realized that the 20 cities
And
and
the
they're
10
coming down.
cities.
They are not. They don't feel. They say, hey, you people, you are all going to hell. He said, why? He said, because for us, you find us
The
every
church.
Sunday in the church.
No, they didn't do this. Don't
Yeah.
say this.
So I used to say
see.
that we need to save also the 100 and the 200
So that they can come. I
Yeah.
see.
Let's make money.
You see,
Let's
that's the
make money.
point where you cannot pressure yourself to also
Exactly.
make money.
Exactly.
It's the motive. Okay, I think it's the motive. Yes, it's okay to make money,
Yeah.
but if it's to make money to be like these people, I don't want to because I'm unique in my own way.
Exactly.
I guess I have things I want to do as much as I want to give.
Would you want your child to attend such a school?
Yeah, why not? Yeah, why not? If I can go through and through, yeah, of course,
Yes, of
it
course.
can. It can.
And if he goes through those schools, he will also do that because it's a package deal.
Yeah,
Right.
He
right.
goes that.
So
Then you see that you also go and rent a limousine for
no,
yourself.
you-
maybe
rent it,
not
you-
standing in it.
Yes.
My issue was the standing
okay.
in the car
With the
and
open
show,
top and-
yes,
yeah,
and
yeah.
you know,
Yeah. Was a bit.
yeah, I
okay.
think
For
that
that
was
one, I
the
agree.
excess
Yes.
for me. That's why I was looking
yeah.
for that particular one, but it's fine.
It's fine.
So it's
Flora,
more like the issue is not going to Kimpiski, but the issue of
this it?
putting it on Facebook and all
exactly.
This is it.
that. Yeah, it's kind of dark. So it's but anyway, even in the US,
The guy was standing.
in the
I
sunroof,
think that's
yeah.
him. That's the hand.
even
So
in the US, those who do those things are considered something not good in the first.
Why Joe? That's
yeah,
his date.
yes. So you have to have a date and all of that.
Are they Ghanaians?
For single,
Ghanaians, oh,
for-
Takrade prom, St. Peter's Cambridge Takrade.
for people like Pastor Buddy, they have been single forever, and I mean, if prom were to come, please come back to studio. I want to say this.
Maybe he
to the
will-
world.
maybe he will
if
go to
prom were
himself.
to come, Pastor Buddy would not attend because he might have the means.
I'll go on evangelism.
Flora Nashida says, this is amazing news. Congratulations. Good morning. Nelson Samano Boando Koko says, good morning. So Solomon Ajete says, good morning. You can also send your messages. I want to hear your thoughts. I don't know whether I'm running too much. Then finally, before we go on to the news, there's this particular one that I've seen also. There's a particular woman that is, I think, on TikTok that opens, so she's just there, and people would come in and call, so you just come, probably not show your face, and say, and she's selling girls.
What?
Yes, so she's there, she says the services. I don't know whether the Ghana police have seen this.
Wow.
She
Are you serious?
Yes, she sells the services. So you call if you're in the UK. Oh, I'm coming to Ghana this month.
Whoa.
Where can we get?
Do you have the address or something?
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm sure people have seen it.
No, please
Hey,
for this.
I mean, people have seen it, and we must understand that it is against prostitution is against the law.
Yeah.
It's illegal, right? It's illegal.
A Ghanaian,
A Ghanaian, of course. She speaks Chi. She speaks
yeah,
Chi. A lot of it, and of course English. Then the other thing is, who are these girls? Are they trafficked? So apart from the
Obviously.
fact that it's prostitution where people can willingly give
Yeah.
and say, oh, I want to be part,
Prostitution
which is
is against the
illegal,
law, yes.
then it's also who are these girls? And so I want to draw the attention
Of the police.
to this.
Yeah, thank
And
you for
I'm
that.
sure they have seen it. And a lot of you watching right now have also seen these things. There's a particular woman on TikTok who does this. And it's against anything I stand for.
Wow.
I mean, openly. So you tell you so and so is 50,000, so and so is 7,000. This one is whatever. What do you want? When you come, just say what
And
you
what
want.
are the social and so?
I might know.
Sexual
About
acts.
the Barclays
Sexual
and
acts.
Yes, those
Sexual
acts.
acts.
What's social?
Sexual acts, yeah.
Hey, really?
So
Yes,
they,
sexual
they categorize it.
I've not even seen it outside
Oh,
the country.
I'm
Let
sure
alone
the
Ghana.
backroom guys would have. I mean, I've chanced on this video not once, not twice, and I
Hey, but why
cringed.
didn't you just forward this? Because this one can easily
Yeah.
be dealt, can be easily dealt. She can be tracked down and easily dealt with.
I mean,
It's
no,
not against the
it
law.
is,
To me, I'll
no,
send
it
it to
is,
some of my
it is
police guys.
interesting that they have not seen it yet. Because the police is all everywhere.
Because we don't. You send the address.
Okay, yeah, of course, you.
Yes,
and
send
all
it
of
to
that.
us
I
so
don't
we
know
can
what
see.
you think about that. Just 5 seconds.
Serious,
5 seconds.
because I mean, this is very.
Yeah.
Apart from the fact that it's really immoral, it's
Yeah.
also actually illegal.
Illegal.
In our country. So I mean, let the law deal with
As
them.
for this one, dear, I mean, I think
Let the Lord
there's
deal
not
with
too
them.
much to say about
Yeah.
it. It's totally illegal. It's uncalled for. whoever, that's pimping. You are like a magagia that is trying to.
Yeah.
It doesn't work here.
I mean,
it doesn't work here. And in many countries, it doesn't work here.
That's right.
Just send the address.
We'll do that.
We'll deal with them.
The other, so let's get on to the news now, what we've shared with you. We'll be very careful this morning, especially because these matters, even though she has come to say what she has come, I'm talking about the embattled, suspended Chief Justice. She's been talking. The crux of the matter, I think, is she says she will not resign. I will not resign nor retire. Suspended Chief Justice Gertrude Araba Tokonu stated that resigning from office is not an option. These are some of his words. Resigning is not an option. The final and fourth reason for this statement is that I have heard on several occasions from loved ones, well-meaning individuals, persons who care, those who may not know me beyond my public duties and many others, that since it appears that the current proceedings are carefully staged to result in my removal as Chief Justice, it will be best if I simply retired or resigned rather than subject myself to an ill-motivated process. I have also received threats and veiled threats suggesting that if I do not resign or voluntarily retire, I'll be made to suffer some harm or consequences. I mean, there are a lot of it. For those of you who don't know, we might not share the entire details with you. You can go, the portals have captured it.
Yeah.
Let's measure that again.
Yeah, she will not resign. She will not retire.
Okay.
She will expire.
Okay.
But that one is a fact. You will expire. There's no way she's coming back.
Oh, why, how do you say
No,
that?
it's not. She herself even is saying that actually it's stage, which means that she knows that she's not coming back.
Yeah.
That is why when he said, I will not resign, I will not retire, so I said, then you expire. Expiration will cut.
All kinds of words.
Yeah. And another thing though, is that yesterday when I listened to her, I felt like, you know what? It looks like a woman who believed so much about the law. Right. Let the law work. Let the law work. Now she has realized that it's not everything that we have to really strictly let the law work. Yeah. Because if it's like that, then you have to be in camera. Exactly. You see? So now you are eating something that you've been cooking all along.
Yes.
You see, let me say this maybe in conclusion because you don't want to talk much. I know a very great lawyer who's also a very great man of God had gone to this woman almost a year ago and said, in fact, before the man went there, the man had called me around 3-something a.m. and I picked my call and we talked. And he said, this is what the Lord is telling me about this woman. I will tell her. And at that time, there was a demonstration that Honorable Sam George did and all that.
Yes.
You know, and said that they are calling her names and blah, blah, blah. So she thought we were part of it. And we said, no, we were not part. And so my friend had to go there to explain that, no, we were not part of it. And when he went there, he took the opportunity to tell, this is what the Lord is telling me to tell you. What you are doing, if your motive is right, a problem will come and you will escape. But if your motive is not, you will be disgraced and you'll be kicked out. So me, I'm watching to see. Because the action she did, us, as a coalition, we really, really didn't like it. And we thought that there were a lot of imaginations going on. We thought, I'm not having a factual thing, but we thought.
Yeah, just as you also think that there are some, orchestration.
So I'm watching. So to be honest with you, I sympathize with her because of the fact that it can happen to everyone, including myself. Yeah. But I don't at all because of the fact that I thought that she did certain things that to me
could have been done better.
Yeah, we need to set her as an example, even whatever she's saying.
I see.
Yeah.
She's got the right to vent, right?
Yeah.
And
face the consequences thereof.
I like that.
I don't know why, as a judge, she's talking about an ongoing case publicly. because it's not something that's supposed to be done. She knows. But I think circumstances have necessitated, this particular press statement. And again, I keep hearing this thing, first ever Chief Justice to be removed, and it's not true. There's a Chief Justice.
This song.
Oh no, Kwame Nkrumah. The first Chief Justice we ever had, Akukosa, the first black one, he was removed. He was kicked out unilaterally by Kwame Nkrumah. And you remember the Kolungugu bombings, and the fact that some people were arrested in connection to the war. It was a direct assassination attempt at Kwame Nkrumah, and he survived. And Akukosa presided over that case and acquitted 3 of the accused people. And Kwame Nkrumah was like, are you serious right now? The people literally just tried to kill me. And you are out, please. Excuse me, out! And he was gone. And everybody turned against Kwame Nkrumah. It was one of the contributing factors to his overthrow. So, say, Akukosa he didn't even get the benefit of any Article 146 hearing or anything. He was just sacked like that. You have the privilege of a hearing, as it were. Petitions were submitted. You requested for copies of the said petition, which is not even supposed to be. The president graciously gave you the petitions, gave you additional days. It was supposed to be a week. He gave you 10 days to respond. You did. Then your correspondence leaked. The correspondence from your side leaked. And the president responded and said, oh no, that wasn't the agreement. She didn't do that. She didn't say anything about that. She didn't do anything about that. Then we proceed. Then now, directly contravening the law, in direct contrast to the law, you say, instead of doing in camera, you want public because it's in public interest and it's whatever. In the same breath, you are saying the cases and the issues that are raised against you are not a public security issue. I think yesterday the press conference was more emotional than anything else, and I could tell that the woman is going through it.
Yes,
she really is going through it. And
unfortunately for her, it looks like the public is not sympathizing with her.
Yes.
And even this one has backfired. In fact, I was told that even among her colleagues,
yes,
somebody was telling me, he said, Doc, have you realized that none of the judges have not come out? Why? Because again, it's alleged that when he was there, the level of super seriousness, the arrogance, and how he really looked down on people. So it's like,
yeah, you deserve what's coming.
This is a religious distance, like nanu ye no cover bad.
It's like this particular thing that is happening to the Chief Justice.
Yes.
I think, oh yes, and the connection she made with the murdered justices, I don't even see.
That was it for me.
I was like,
I cringed.
Why do you do that?
Hey, that was serious. I have never heard anyone see the sensitivity of the issue.
Exactly.
Not only are you playing of course, this sensationalism, we can understand. But whoever the families of these
judges are,
you have reminded them. Now, you have now accused people indirectly to say that this government, because that is what people have started saying.
Exactly.
Were the ones who did that, and you are doing this again to me and all of that. So I cringe. I think that was the only thing for me, because I said, oh, the woman has right. I mean, she can do anything, because if you feel that...
That connection was uncalled for.
That connection
was uncalled for.
By an old person, no mean a person than the Chief Justice.
It's like she wants to get sympathy by all means and at all costs.
Unfortunately, none is working.
I think, I mean, I agreed with... No, not I agreed. I was open to listening to anything.
First of all, the Edu Lodge that she was talking about.
Yes.
People live around.
And is it a place where people go to?
Edu Lodge.
Yes.
It's an open public place where they host, like maybe the minister of this country has come to Ghana. That's where they host them. It's a government lodge. It's owned by the government of Ghana.
Oh, that's bad.
Edu Lodge is not like maybe some private owned. It's a national. It's like Peduasi.
Yeah, Peduasi.
Yes. According to her, that was where they planned the murder of the judges.
Wow.
No, it's not on.
Yeah, I mean, he has just lost it.
It's not on. It's not
lost it. And I can really feel strongly that people who are really around, based on her words, people who are really around her active, please, madam, stop it. Oh, my dear, stop it. Oh, sweetheart, whatever they call. I really think people are advising her, but the recalcitrancy is so strong. I don't know if there's an English word recalcitrancy.
Yeah, of course.
I know there's a recalcitrancy. I don't know.
Yes.
Koku is the one who.
Oh no, me? He's seated here.
Look at what he's doing.
He's not seated right here.
He's right in the middle.
I mean this.
Half time, 1-1, no problem.
Anyways, let's share with you some new holidays, or if you like, okay, some Parliament has approved a bill to move midweek holidays to Fridays or Mondays.
Awesome.
We're praying that at least one of these days, one of these holidays, our dear brother will find a bride for himself and all of that. And so let me just quickly.
My birthday is a holiday, right?
Is it?
It's a holiday that cannot be touched. First me.
Oh yes.
Oh,
it will
come
never
on.
be touched.
It will not be
Hey,
touched.
then the same with my mom also.
Oh, that's so cool. That's so cool. So Parliament has approved the Public Holidays and Commemorative Days Amendment Bill 2025, introducing key changes to Ghana's holiday calendar. Newly passed legislation restores July 1st as Republic Day.
Oh, finally. Thank God.
July 1st. If you can come to so that they see my lips, people know the newly passed legislation restores 1st July as Republic Day, formally recognizing the country's transition to a republic in 1960. I'm saying this because there are quite a number of people who have said that it was not a good thing to make this particular day a prayer day, but it's to commemorate this and nothing else. I've had friends, very old friends. It also introduces a new public holiday for the Muslim community known as Shak Day. Not Shaquille O'Neal. No, it's Shak Day.
Another one in the sea
With
also.
a QQ. To be observed as after Eid al-Fitr, the day is intended to allow extended reflection and celebration after the Islamic festival. That's another one. In another significant change, the bill repeals August 4th as
I never understood that thing.
Founders Day with like the S apostrophe after the S day, and reinstates September 21st as Founders Day. The apostrophe is after R. Founders Day in honor of the Osagifo, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, Ghana's first president, and a leading figure in the country's independence movement. Additionally, the bill empowers the president to shift public holidays that fall on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays to either following Friday or preceding Monday to improve national productivity and scheduling flexibility. And so declaring the bill passed, First Deputy Speaker Bernard Ahiafo announced, honorable members, the Public Holidays and Commemorative Days Amendment Bill 2025 is duly read the third time and passed.
Yeah. Oh, let's say together. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah. We
Which
love
one
it.
are you doing with the for? The 1st July.
All of them.
The August 4th, me, I really never understood.
That's right. That's right.
Founders Day, okay, it's like Oforiata and all these guys are part.
Yeah, but they also helped, right? They started it.
Yeah, I'm sure my great grandfather must have helped in one way or the other. The whole point, the soldiers that were killed, are they all part?
Now let's get into something else. And for those of you who recall, there was a time where food distributors or suppliers, if you like, were picketing. Old men were sleeping at the National Food Buffer Stock Company. Remember that? I have a story for you. The immediate past chief executive officer of the National Food Buffer Stock Company, NAFCO, Abdul Hanan Wahab, has been arrested by the Economic and Organized Crime Office, EOCO, over alleged financial and procurement-related infractions. The operation, which was simultaneously carried out in Accra and Tamale, also resulted in the arrest of an unidentified individual believed to be linked to the ongoing investigation into suspected economic crimes at NAFCO. Though EOCO has not released an official statement, the suspect are said to be assisting with investigations which are expected to uncover further details surrounding the alleged infractions that may have occurred during Wahab's tenure at the state-owned company.
You know, one thing that I'm believing God for is that it will come to a time, and it looks like Mama is doing it.
That's right.
That when, you know, we had have a situation whereby you get a political appointment and your family are really
That's right.
ailing you. it looks like it will come to a point that when you are getting a political appointment,
family
you
will
have
say, yo, think about it.
Yeah, because he's making it look like you cannot come and just chop the people's money and just go scot-free. No.
Yeah.
That you really think twice before you do whatever you do. So for me, there's nothing gives me joy than for them to go after them. Even if they did not do it, let them come.
And yes, exactly.
It's just accountability.
Napo
Maybe
came,
the
he
spirit
spoke
of
of-
Rollins is coming again. Probity and accountability.
Yeah.
Let it go again.
It's conditioned on whether or not whoever takes over after the tenure is able to either erode the inroads that we've made
I'm hoping
or
so.
reverts to the other system that we saw.
I'm hoping so that they will not do that. And you know, President Mama has been saying certain things like, I will be doing some things that any subsequent government that comes will be to take the person a really difficult this thing to change them.
dismantle, yeah.
So we are praying that, because some of these please, let's put politics aside. These are good things for us.
Personal issues, yeah.
These are good things for us. And I mean, we are not wearing any colors right now.
That's right.
We are talking purely as
Government.
commentators, you
Yes,
know.
government. What I am told, what I'm told is anything to go by, almost all the sectors, there are rots
Right.
that can be
Deep-seated.
found. Deep-seated,
Yeah.
deeply established. So I don't know how we're going to do it. It's going to take a long time, at least even 8 years,
Yes.
to be able to get people to face the law. But I mean, your thoughts on this particular one?
President Mahama is known for fighting corruption in a very uncanny yet very effective way. I think after the former president, President Kufuor's tenure of office, the highest score he ever got for fighting corruption was the lowest that President Mahama got.
Interesting.
Yes, during his first tenure.
Interesting.
And so President Mahama, you may not necessarily see it. Again, he's going after people who may not be known to the public. Many people don't even know what the National Food and Buffer Stock is.
Yes, but also because I was in there,
Oh, okay.
I was I mean, behind the console. At the time.
Oh, right,
There
right.
was-
So you were
Yes,
part
a
of the
class-
corruption?
Yes, no,
No,
a
like
class of
behind I'm still in the media.
you know.
Stuff,
So National Food Buffer Stock Company, they buy excess produce from farmers, and then they redistribute it. They also help them with supply.
That's right.
And so it's a very crucial organization for this country. See, the organizations that hold this country up, and many of them are not famous. Many of them are not popular.
True.
Food security is in the hand of the National Food Buffer.
Yeah.
And so if somebody is there and the person is not functioning properly, we will feel it in our pockets.
Indeed, the issues of food inflation
Yes,
can
it
be
comes from
curbed
there.
by
Oh,
these particular
oh,
yes.
because
Listen.
when you buy,
Yes.
you store. Most of these farmers don't have storage facilities.
They do.
You store.
Yes.
So when it's not in season and they release it at expensive prices,
It
you
will affect us.
release it.
Oh, okay.
You now food buffer stock through policy or if you like ingenuity, whatever it is, release
it
it
so
into
that
the
it
system.
balances.
Then it's balances. So the food
awesome.
inflation goes down. So if this is taken serious,
And this was established, I think it was in 1960. Or
yeah, I mean.
Oh, really?
It's
Oh,
a
no.
very old company. It's
I think that's
incorporated
what
though.
I don't know whether it's connected to the silos that we see and all of that.
We do. Well, actually,
it
it
should be.
is.
Yeah,
It is.
yeah.
And the company is established by an act of parliament.
Oh, okay.
It's not some company be that is. It's a very important company to our food security. And many times the sole determinant in war is food.
That's right.
Once you cut food supply,
That's right.
there's no food. You've won the war. The people will surrender very, very easy. Food security is something that either would determine the progress or otherwise of a country. So if he was there and there were certain procurements that were supposed to be made or done, and he did it not in accordance with the regulation, I think he should be gone after. Not just this company, all the other companies that are responsible one way or the other for various portions of an economic security, where CEOs, those CEOs that have been appointed, you see, loyalty is not the thing that should qualify a person for appointments as a CEO.
Exactly.
Like the person was so loyal, the person was active in party politics, and you come into power,
They
and you
use the
see,
word wabre.
yes, sometimes the very competent ones are appointed ministers. Ministers, all they do is oversight too.
Exactly.
The real work is by these CEOs. I was very, I didn't even know how to feel, but I think I was sort of okay when I heard that General Mosquito had been appointed the, I think
Ghana Ports and Harbours
yes,
Authority, the
yes,
board
yes,
chairman.
the board chairman of Ghana Ports and Harbours. You know, he's been through it. He's been an MP, he's been a deputy minister. I mean, he's been a general secretary, chairman. You know, he's experienced. So, I don't know how to. I think I was happy, I guess.
Also, because we are coming from a governance point of view, we might not see politics. We might not see party
Partisan politics.
It is only when you go and exhibit it, then we call you out
Exactly.
and caution you. But the most important thing is that we need very experienced people and people who have gone after people when they have not done the right thing. And
yes.
if you have it now, the standards are higher.
When I heard John Mosquito, I thought that he has been placed strategically where he can get enough money for his campaign as presidential candidate.
Now you are looking at it from the political.
He's a board chairman.
Anyway,
The CEO is the one who runs the day-to-day. And I'm trying to say that the CEOs who are appointed based on party loyalty.
That CEO is in trouble because the future potential presidential candidate, if you don't take a...
how did you come by this info? Can you confirm?
We are here.
You see, the Chief Justice thing.
You see, no, I will not discount it. But I'm saying that once you cannot prove that there was anything, if somebody says prove it.
No, but if I prove it on this place,
so you see.
But we know that he will be running.
Well, we'll see. We'll see about that. That's up to them. Well, that's really up to them.
The possibility for winning is very high.
That's really up to them. That's really, really up to them.
Let's see.
We'll discuss that next time. University of Ghana. Let's go to the University of Ghana now. I don't know whether to call it sad, but I'm not sure. COVID-19. We've seen a lot. Okay, let me not get in there. There's a notice from the University of Ghana, Office of the Dean of Student Affairs, as signed by the Dean of Student Affairs, Professor Rosina Aichemanting. It's headed. The heading is restriction on social gatherings due to the resurgence of COVID-19 on University of Ghana campus. The Office of the Student Affairs would like to inform all student bodies that due to the resurgence of COVID-19 cases on University of Ghana campus, it has become necessary to suspend all social gatherings with immediate effect. GRASAG, SRC, JCR, departmental and school associations week celebrations activities are therefore suspended until further notice. These measures have become necessary to safeguard the health and well-being of the university community. Your cooperation is greatly appreciated.
All the whole week that they planned, all of it.
Wow.
Prevention is better than
right.
Yeah.
So, right. And the resurgence of COVID in the University of Ghana is quite significant. And I also read somewhere that they are bringing back all the health protocols, washing of hands.
Yes. Where did it even go?
You know how we do.
Yeah.
Once the danger is gone, I mean, there's no need for us to wash our hands and go. But I think it's a culture that we need to encourage. But wearing of nose mask again, I don't really.
Oh no, I don't have a problem wearing nose mask.
I hate.
I didn't like it.
I used to love it.
Oh, really?
Because
with this handsome face, you cover it.
No, I used to love it. What I used to do was it was saving me from a lot of things. The stench. Oh no! Don't do that.
There's only one person who will be happy. Maybe your wife.
Oh no!
This handsome face. Why do you cover it?
Why must you be a ninja mask the whole time?
I don't mind you. Let's go to the next story. You guys have had your thoughts already. Anyways, the Minister of Education, Haruna Iddrisu, has announced that the government will recruit 50,000 teachers and 10,000 non-teaching staff in 2025 to strengthen Ghana's education sector. Addressing Parliament on Wednesday, June 25th, the minister said the move is backed by adequate budgetary allocation in the 2025 national budget and is part of a broader effort to improve teaching and learning outcomes across the country.
I was just about to ask about the budgetary allocation, because if we are doing 50K, and again, the current teaching salary is inadequate. I think that teachers should be one of the highest paid.
How much are they
in
paid?
The country. It will not be up to, I don't think it's up to 3,000.
Way less. The nurses, how much are nurses paid? How much are soldiers even paid?
Oh, soldiers are paid well.
No, I'm talking about the
private soldiers. They are paid well.
The base?
Yeah.
No. You are talking about, okay.
Private soldiers are
because
paid
the nurses, I
soldiers
heard,
are one of the best paid, believe me.
The nurses, I was told that their take home, they also have this thing, it's around 2,000 or something.
Huh?
Yeah, 2,000, 2,700. Some even 1,800. Oh, just recently when they were...
That's not true.
Yeah,
1,800?
Oh, me, I won't doubt
They
it.
take home.
I won't doubt it because if
Those
your-
who are starting now.
if your gross is, let's say, 3,000, you take all these taxes, welfare things, it will be left with 1,000.
Yeah, their net was about 1,800.
And Koko, I think that teachers are very underappreciated for the kind of work that they do, especially here. You find teachers who are doing everything that they can to teach children who are sitting under trees. There are certain teachers in certain parts of the country that take 1, 2, 3, 4, sometimes 4 classes at the same time. There are certain teachers that teach more than one subject. There are certain teachers that have to go through cross rivers to go and teach, cross a river to come back. There are teachers that have to duplicate and add on roles. Some are teachers, they are, at the same time they are nurses, at the same time they are traders, at the same time they are head teachers, some they are labor, they are everything.
Yeah.
You know. And for that kind of work, especially I have always argued for a certain kind of salary structure that rewards teachers that go to these very rural communities. Such that
supposed to be.
yes, such that if I'm going to Savrelu Gunanton, my salary will be different from somebody at Kakasunanka. Kakasunanka is in Accra. Savrelu Gunanton is in somewhere in Savannah, you know.
Do you know what kills this?
What?
Decentralization.
Yeah, that's what the president was talking about.
Exactly.
Yes.
So when you go down and you allow district and municipalities
To run,
deal
yes.
with it,
Yeah.
what they do is, and they must also introduce ingenuity into the issues. And I've said this: you don't have doctors.
Yes.
There is a very smart, if you like, young man,
Yeah.
Bernard Adi in the community.
Messi.
What you do is you pick that young man, send the young man to the medical school,
Right.
and for him to come back, you must apply the traditional leaders. You have festivals, there are
Like that.
donations. You connect them to building of these bungalows for teachers,
Right.
building of
Exactly.
these whatever community
Exactly.
sectors, so that you can attract. But if you
attractive,
just sit there, nothing. Meanwhile, your big men are there. You go and you're asking for V8. We have had chiefs in this country who went to the president, former president, and was asking for V8. V8.
Yeah.
When your community, you know what I mean? Anyways, any thoughts on that? Author Stevens is watching us from Liberia. Do you have any thoughts on that?
Yeah, it's okay.
Finally, before we go, there's the protests happening in Kenya. 2 people were shot dead and several others injured on Wednesday as fresh protests erupted in Nairobi across major Kenyan cities, marking the anniversary of last year's deadly anti-tax demonstration that left over 60 people dead. Protesters clashed with police who fired tear gas and live rounds to disperse the crowd. In Nairobi, human rights activist Hussein Khaled led calls for justice for those killed last year. 64 Kenyans were killed in cold blood. Not a single officer has been held to account. Khaled said, "We want justice in terms of arrests, compensations, and real police reforms."
Yeah, for when it comes to Kenya and how the youth love fighting for their rights and stuff like that, actually I thought it's going to be replicated in most of the African countries, but
It didn't.
fortunately or unfortunately, it didn't happen.
Yeah.
It didn't happen. And those police who did what I remember, Larry Mado,
the CNN guy.
yeah, who was standing there and even they were attacking him and he was saying, yeah, I saw you, you were doing it to me. He was telling the police, what they didn't care. And so some of them were really live, you could see it. And I thought, say, now that when the things went down, at least if they didn't even put those police people to prison or something, they could have at least been prosecuted so that it sent a certain deterrent. But that's their country. This is my country. May the Lord bless them.
Yeah.
President William Ruto started very well.
Yes,
When he
so
began, he had a lot of goodwill.
yes.
What happened?
Exactly. It's the same question I have. You know, he came on the ticket of being a very strong Pentecostal, very, very good Christian. He was a vice president before, so he's seen much and so on. So it's quite surprising to see this much protest under him, and some are now even beginning to call him authoritarian, saying that he's beginning to get detached from the reality of the common man, and so on and so forth. And when we hear stories like these, where police are firing live rounds
live rounds.
and tear gas to disperse crowds, we know that something is very wrong. It was Ceausescu, the Romanian dictator who was killed, who did that kind of thing.
Right.
He didn't order it directly. I don't know. I don't think he ordered it directly. But people were protesting against him, and several people were left dead. And he didn't address it. He did not address it. What happened? It led to his direct overthrow and killing. And look at this. Just look at this. Just look at this. If you are a president,
This is not even horrifying.
No,
Look,
this
there
is
was
not even-
there was this. I saw them running on the street
Wow.
in
droves.
in droves, bro. Like I'm like, hey, even stampede could take somebody's life. Forget about even live rounds.
And
you know-
and you see, if you're a superintendent over this as a president, then you have a responsibility to say something, to calm it, to do something to squash it. It is not right on any level. Last year, 63 people died. They lost their lives. 63 people died. I don't think this should be happening. This should be happening on the anniversary of the deaths of those 60 people. It doesn't bide well at all. And the president should take a stance against the violence that is going on. You remember when the minority did a protest march to the Jubilee House, and they went and met Standogbe, and they thought they were going to, petition the Afenyo and Co. And Standogbe,
When they were sitting on the floor.
No.
They marched to the Jubilee House.
Jubilee House.
And Standogbe took the petition and said, you remember when you were in power, we could not even protest up to 37.
That's right.
Killing people. You can't say the former president, Akufo-Addo, is the one who did it.
Yes.
But he could have
Was
spoken
under
out.
his watch, yes.
He could have said, no, you can't do that. Because he's the one who was doing Kumipreko and all these kinds of things. And nobody stoned him. Nobody tried to kill him. You see? So William Ruto may not necessarily be directly responsible for this, but he's overseeing the IGP. He's overseeing the people who are in charge. I think for the sake of his image and the way it is fast being tainted, he should come out and say, listen, I don't stand for this. I don't support this. This is something that is condemnable. The police should not do that. You can't be firing live rounds to disperse crowds. It is not done and it is not on. And it is high time, Africa, we wake up. These things happen elsewhere. I don't even know when it started happening in Africa, that we are protesting and our own people, black people, are firing live rounds to disperse black. What's that?
Yeah.
We shouldn't do this. Kenya is one of Africa's biggest economies. What happens in Kenya happens to Ghana. We are connected in a very, very uncanny way. We should, and Ghanaians, if we think that things that are happening elsewhere is none of our business and we are so dissociated and so disconnected from it, we should think again. When the wave of coups started, Papa said this, way before it even started. He said the way governance was going in sub-Saharan Africa, he could see a wave of coups. And when he said it, it wasn't apparent. But he is close to these leaders, so he can tell. And it started like that. And it's from Guinea to Mali to Senegal to wherever, Niger to Burkina Faso. It came right at our doorstep and then it stopped. We should not sit down and think violence erupting in some part of Eastern Africa is not our concern. It is. We have to make sure that, well, let's pray for them first of all, and let's add our voices to it. If we go on social media, these are some of the productive things we can do to raise. Look at this. Is that blood?
No.
Or what's that?
Sudi. Why you
What's
laugh?
Sudi?
You know
I have no
Sudi?
idea what Sudi is.
You know Sudi?
No.
You know Sudi?
I can hear laughter from the head. They got it. They got the Sudi. It's fine. I don't want the laughter from behind. I don't want to. We are on national television. The laughter from the back. This is so sad, man. And you see, that's the point I want us to make. And make it without becoming just any data that will be anywhere in the world. By 2050, Africa will be the destination of
Hallelujah.
very either unproductive or very productive young people. the continent of Africa is going to be the one to hold the most populated young people. If they don't have jobs, if they are not occupied, if they do not have things doing, any space they have, any vacuum that is created, they will come into it. They will take it forcefully. They will take it by hook or crook. Anything they would want to protest, they will become violent at every point. So I want all of us to understand that everyone must be a part of it. Me including, all of us here must begin to speak to the people who are in power. That look, if we joke with it, our continent, which has very bright future, the youngest population, we are going to have that. Doc.
Yeah. So we pray that we don't get there. Then the opposite will occur.
Yes.
To have to get leaders who really. I saw Apostle Johnson Suleiman talking about President Muhammad and how he was praising him and all that, and we praying that the Muhammad effect and the Kagame's effect and the Ibrahim Traore's effect will continuously, gradually be going on, so that Africa will become what we really.
That's right.
I mean, sometimes the disrespect you get from the foreign country, especially the whites, and it's basically because of the fact that your leaders are really not doing well, and they sometimes you feel like if you don't take care, you sound you rent expensive airplane to just go and borrow money. You know, those kind of things. You decide to rent a Bentley to drive, and while you are living in a rented apartment. Why?
Doc, did you see the I think it's the vice president of Equatorial Guinea?
Yeah.
Well, the son of the president of the Equatorial Guinea.
Yes.
The Obiang guy. He went to the UN to go and borrow, to go and talk about how Equatorial Guinea was so, their state is so deplorable and they need money. And on social media, he was showing off how he was living in a penthouse that was worth tens of thousands of dollars per night.
A night.
Wearing a very strange bluish suit. And somebody was taking a video of him, was strolling around the penthouse. And look at this.
We are sick.
Look at this.
Kerosene in the head. I'm telling you guys, sometimes it's very sad how our leaders behave. So when the white people see us, they really look down on us. I mean, because if it's not kerosene, there's no way why you are going to stand in front of people, your colleagues. And let's see that they are colleagues in the United Nations, and you are talking. You are talking about how poor your people are. Then just living there, you just go and be showing up police. Believe me, this if it's not kerosene, I don't know any other thing.
Anyways, finally, before we go, Doc has to rush, and of course, the armed forces person as well. At least 17 Nigerian soldiers were killed in a series of coordinated attacks by armed gunmen on 3 army bases in northern Nigeria, security sources and local officials confirmed on Wednesday. The attacks, which took place on Tuesday, targeted forward operating bases in Kwana Dutse, the Mariga, Boka in Niger State, Niger State, as well as another base in neighboring Kaduna State. According to security officials, the gunmen engaged troops in prolonged firefights that lasted several hours. These were surprise attacks, and these soldiers fought back fiercely.
So is it we are not suspecting Boko Haram though?
Oh, it's been in the mix. It's been in the mix, but this is not linked to Boko Haram. But I mean, there have been a lot of it.
Sometimes when it comes to the northern part of Nigerian situation, it becomes, even the killing become political, because a president will come and use it to campaign against or to campaign for things like that. And so if the people there, they should remember that just like Boko and other places that we have it here, that at the end of the day, if they keep on allowing these things to happen, they are the ones going to suffer.
Do they care?
No, the people care. It's the leadership who don't care. Because the leadership are building their nice houses in Abuja and Lagos and all that, just like what we were saying a while ago, talking about in Ghana, my serious thing, you guys were laughing. Yeah, this is the thing, you know. The leadership don't really care much about the people.
Right.
And they take advantage. So the people I really do, who doesn't want peace? What is happening in Iran? And in Israel, the people themselves want peace. Yeah. What is happening in Palestine, the people themselves. Normally, it's the elephants who are fighting, and we, the ones are suffering.
You know, you see, when the Ghana army has extreme reactions to certain things, you say, oh, military brutality.
That's not what we ever always say.
I will say it. Okay. I will say
You know what we talk about. It's not about this.
These gunmen, according to reports, have often overwhelmed the military posts. You see, they are very strategic. They attack military posts, not the bases, the remote posts. So they are detachments. And the gunmen are, according to reports, very large in number, very organized, very coordinated. And because of their firepower, and the question I keep asking is, where do they get the guns? These people are responsible for abductions. They are responsible for attacking villages. There was a video I watched recently where they attacked a church. They just came to a church somewhere in northwestern Nigeria, and then they just opened fire. And they were shooting human beings like animals. Because there was pandemonium and everybody was running, they were just shooting into the crowd. And there were a lot. See, they surrounded the church. And these people are mostly Islamic. Look, when we talk about this, you say, oh, religious tolerance and whatever. We need to call a spade a spade. It's not a big spoon. Whoever, and the Nigerian army is yet to release an official statement concerning this particular incident. I don't know if they've done it in the past few hours, but as far as I know, they've not released any official statement. They have to come out and tell us these attacks are not, this is not a one-time thing. It's been happening. If you keep up with military news around the world, the Nigerian military is always under siege, always under attack, but especially those in that the places you mentioned, the places in the north.
Yes.
And the gunmen, they are not relenting. I think that they should be squashed once and for all, and I believe they can be squashed once and for all.
Yeah, of course, I don't understand.
If you organize a raid, just like they've been organizing their own raids, and you open fire on them, the Nigerian army is far better equipped than these gunmen. And we must follow the money. We must arrest many of these people, get to the head of the scorpion, and find who is responsible for funding these people, and cut the money off.
That's right.
Once we cut the money off, no more guns for them, we have peace. I believe many of these people, they worry the oil-rich regions a lot. So the revenue that's supposed to go to the government, they sit on it, they divert it. Because they are always worrying the oil rigs. Look, the Nigerian army is one of the biggest in Africa in terms of size, population, and co. Nigeria is the most populated country in Africa, for crying out loud. I don't think this happening to the Nigerian army is a bite well. If this is, in Luke, in the book of Luke, Jesus said, if this is happening to the green leaves, then I don't know what is going to happen to the dry leaves. I think the Nigerian army is big enough. The Nigerian army is headed by a lieutenant general, I think. Do you know what it means for just the army to be headed by a lieutenant general? The Ghana Armed Forces, the entire Ghana Armed Forces, is headed by a lieutenant general. Yes. And the army alone in Nigeria has a lieutenant general as their head. Wow. What that means is that the army, for you to be able to ranks are given by virtue of how many people you command. So if you're a lieutenant, it means you command a certain number of people. For you to be a brigadier general, it means you have a certain number of people under your command. Major general is the next one, 2-star, and an even bigger number. Lieutenant general, it means you have a very big number. The soldiers from the other parts of the country, let's organize them. Let's gather our intelligence. Let's strike these people hard. Even if we don't root them out, we should be able to decimate them in such a way that they'll be crippled for a while.
See.
Yes, because this is not on. It's not a fight that we should entertain. This is not something we should entertain at all.
Well, these are our few good men. We are grateful to you, as always. Dr. Justice Pierre Kubi is a development expert, also with the Dominion Theological Seminary as the Dean. There's a forensic scientist with the Ghana Armed Forces, also the Next Gen Institute and Next Gen Church. Pastor Badia, big thank you. Sports is coming up next. Thereafter, there's a particular conversation around the pulpit and governance, how I wish they stay.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's my doctoral thesis.
You don't say.
Yes. My first PhD.
Ooh.
Was that one? No, but I won't go.
Yeah, of course,
running.
you have to run.
I have to go to
Anyways,
Ghana
we'll take a break. When we come back, there's more.
I entitled it, The Involvement and the Influence of the Church in Governance.
Okay.
Yeah, so I talk a lot about U.S., especially using U.S. as example. People don't know that the first 55 Congress of U.S., 29 of them were clerical ordained ministers.
Okay, so we'll have to hear his thoughts. There must be a second part of this conversation. Stay with us.